All right. Like you said, I'm Chase. We're just going to go over some of our processes we do on the farm. Just let you guys know a little bit of our history. We manage a 14,000 acre farm where we grow 6,000 acres of rice, about 4,500 acres of corn, 3,000 acres of beans. Our topic is rice drying, and it can be as simple or as complicated as you want it. But our process is we start at harvest and we make sure we're not over, I don't like to go over 18%. So if that combine goes in the field at 9 o'clock in the morning and dew still hasn't lifted, running 19, 20, we stop. We wait. If it takes us till 1 o'clock in the afternoon to go, we wait till it gets down to 18%. And the same thing in the evenings. When the sun starts setting, moisture starts rising, we're going to stop. Try not to get over 18%. We fill our bins as quickly as possible. So all our bins are 30, 40,000 bushel bins. And that, with 4 combines running, we can fill them in 10 hours. It doesn't take no time to fill them. And as soon as I get enough grain on that floor, I'm starting my fans. And I'll leave those fans running even once the bin's full for probably 2-3 weeks, just trying to get that harvest temperature out and making sure my grain is not going to go stained or I'm going to have any other issues with it. Same time, when we fill them, I bring a Mexican crew in and we'll level our bins completely, flatten on top, and that'll allow the air to move through the bin just right, where if you don't flatten it, all comes out the side and the center of your bin will stay wet. Let's see. And that's pretty much what we do until we start sampling, and we'll let those fans run for a week, 2 weeks, and then I'll start pulling samples maybe once a week. I'll pull out of the top and the bottom, and that'll give me an idea of where I'm at. And I'll keep on running those fans for 2-3 months. But when we get to the point where, we're going to start hauling in December or January, I got to make sure that my elevator can take it. And every elevator is different. There's some elevators that have to have it completely dry at 13%. Some have dryers and they'll allow you to fudge that a little bit. They'll take 14. So I'll start pulling my samples and figuring out where I'm at and if I need to blow heat. I'm going to let him talk about blowing heat.
On our bins, we're running low temp burners, and we've been talking pretty closely with the elevator manager. He's wanting us to blow, stay around 90, 95 degrees. He's wanting us to blow during the day, shut them off at night. We'll do that 5-6 days, and then we'll leave them off for a day or two, and that'll let that sweat, and we'll blow the moisture right back out for, we'll turn them off for another week or so.
Yeah.
And then, we'll just keep pulling samples, keep talking with the elevator manager, and he'll tell us what he wants us to do, and we go from there.
On that, I forget what I was going to say. I don't remember.
Blake, you might tell them that y'all are selling specific varieties and not company.
You want to talk to him about that?
No, that's all you. Well, what we do is our elevator, they really look for specialized markets. So was it 151 or 152?
152.
Clearfield 152. There's some big export market for it. So when we go into harvest, we go ahead and set bins up just for those specific varieties. That way we always know where they're at. And Those are the varieties we're gonna concentrate on first, on drying, because you never know when they're gonna want them. They just have to take them at a certain time, sell them real quick, and it's gotta be dry to do it.
What about some of the automated bin systems with automated moisture monitoring and everything else? Have you guys played with that? Have you looked at it?
Right now, I mean, rice price is okay, corn sucks, beans suck, and we're not looking to spend any money. So we're, you know, it'd make it nice to do it. I'd love to have a big loop system and everything like that, but as of right now, no, we're not playing with it.
Okay.
It's something we'll look at in the future, or if I hit the Powerball tonight.
Do you ever have any trouble with overdrying the grain?
Yes, especially the bottom of the bin. Like I said, we don't have a loop system or anything, so it's extremely hard and labor intensive to rotate those bins.
Right.
And so you're looking at trying to get 14% on top, and we might be at 9% on bottom.
That's the good thing about the automated, they'll kick back on and pump moisture back in your bottom once you get your top dry.
And if I see I'm that way, I try to pump moisture into it. If I know it's gonna rain, I'll maybe turn it on in the rainstorm for a little bit, just get a little moisture back in the bottom. But I've got some guys that build bins and say you can run the fan, rain or shine, and it won't ever matter. You're not blowing moisture in it. So I don't know if it's helping or not. But that's what we try to do.
I know ours will kick on when the humidity's real high, they'll kick on the bench. You can look at it on a computer screen and see if it's low on the bottom, and the fans will kick on when the humidity gets up real high.
Yeah.
If you don't mind asking, what system are you using?
I'm not for sure, it goes through Stuttgart, people in Stuttgart. I'm really not sure which one it is.
Anything else?
What kind of spreaders do you use in the bin?
They're the ones that GSI. We're mainly GSI bins, and it's the spreaders they put in there. They're the manual ones that have those spring-loaded doors that drop it, and I hate them. I hate spreaders.
That's why you gotta prove the level.
Yeah, we sit there and mess with it every truck, trying to get it to load level. And the only ones I found that I've liked the best are the electric spreaders that got just a motor that turns a little paddle. And for the most part, they're pretty dummy proof, for the most part.
Does all your grain go into the bins?
When we increased our acres in rice, we've gone from 4,500 acres of rice to 6,000. We do not have enough storage for it all. Luckily, when we did that, our local elevator we hauled to had just put in a brand new dryer, and they were taking wet rice. So we hauled probably 250,000 bushels straight to them out of the field.
Do you see any difference in the milling quality in what you haul to them versus what you come off the farm with?
No, not really. And that's where she comes into play. She really helps us out on our milling yield and refuses to let us salt it. She says that's the key right there. And she can tell you more about that if you have questions about it. I don't know how it affects it.
Did anybody answer me a question? We have a conflict on our farm between some of the people. Some of them say that if you blow real cold air on it, that it'll help the milling yield. And some of them say it don't. My boss about runs me to death and turn them on. Well, somebody else will say, no, I gotta go turn them off. And so, on the ones that don't have that automated stuff on it.
I couldn't answer that question for sure. We run ours in cold air too, because we try not to let it be 80 degrees in the bin and 30 outside. It's gonna cause it to sweat and you're gonna bring your moisture back up. So we're running them in cold weather too. I don't know if it's affecting milling. Got anything to add?
That's all we got.
Well, we'll hand it over to Mr.